Rob, let's get right to it. A team you and I picked to get to the Western Conference Finals this year. Now, I had the caveat of them being healthy. You probably did too. Kawhi Leonard, of course, out for them. But still, you got two stars still at least toward the end of their prime in James Harden and Paul George. But you wouldn't know it by last night. Pivotal Game 5 in their first-round series with the Dallas Mavericks. And their two stars were no-shows, and hence they get demolished. 123-93. Paul George, as bad as he was the better of the two. 15 points, 11 boards. That's the good. He shot 4 for 13, though. And Rob, it was almost like right on time. You know, right, just as you as you could predict. Looking at James Harden's playoff history.
Talked about it.
Right on key. 7 points. 2 of 12 shooting, only 2 of 2 free throws. So he wasn't aggressive. I can't say, honestly, I thought he looked tentative. But come on, man. You averaging 26 points in the series, 54% shooting. How in the world, with your leading scorer, do you out Kawhi Leonard, do you only take 12 shots? This has happened time and time again with James Harden, and it typically is not game 1. Not game 2, not game 3. It's late when the series get big time. And here we are, pivotal game 5, and Harden's a no-show. What are your thoughts, Rob?
I've seen enough, Chris Broussard. And if I was Balmer, Steve Ballmer, the billionaire owner, I've had enough. Enough is enough, Chris.
That's a lot for you to say it because you've been ride or die with these Clippers.
I've seen enough. Steve Ballmer, is this on? This is a message, a personal public announcement to Steve Ballmer. It's over. Stop chasing a championship. Climb back into the hole that the Clippers have created in NBA America and just be happy that you have a brand new billion-dollar building and make the Clippers fun and in a good night out, make it affordable for families to come who can't afford to go to the Laker games. Throw as many T-shirts and cotton candy bags out as you can. And get people to come and have a good night. Do not, under any circumstance, sign James Harden. Do not, under any circumstance, bring back Westbrook. Do not bring back Paul
George.
Do not do that. You already signed Kawhi Leonard. Have him, Chris. If you want to do some sign and trades and get some value back on some young players, young, fun, exciting players, I'm all for it. But give up the ghost because it ain't happening. You've done everything you can. Injuries, they play great one night. They blow up the next night and give you nothing. It's the most disappointing and frustrating thing. And if I was a Clipper fan, and I am not, I would take all of my stuff to the tallest building in Los Angeles and dump it off the top today. The hats, the jackets, the jerseys, even my Clipper sneakers if they have them. And dump them off the top of the building, Chris, and say, no way, no how am I going to get involved in this and wrap myself up with this. I'm done. Steve Ballmer, you should be done too. I know you just built the building. I know your dream is to win a championship. It ain't going to happen. If you can't win a championship with what you've done the last 4 or 5 years and all the energy and effort and money you put in, it ain't happening. And those guys there, I'm sorry. James Harden is not getting you a championship. Paul George is not getting you a championship. Westbrook's not getting you a championship, and Kawhi Leonard is not, NOT, getting you a championship. So if you have to hold on to him to try to sell some tickets and get some young guys around him that are fun and high-flying and a fast-paced style. And after Ty Lue's done with one more year, you move on from him and go get some young, energetic coach. Make it a fun night out. Give up the ghost of trying to win a championship. Because the window and the gate and the barn and all those things are closed, and it ain't happening.
Well, I agree with you that it ain't happening. And what you said sounds good. I mean, that's the Clippers' history. They were the fun, clownish team. The legitimate version of the Washington Generals or the Harlem Globetrotters, whatever you want to call them.
What would be the Generals because they weren't winning?
They weren't winning, right? Look, the problem is this. They gave Kawhi Leonard a 3-year, $152 million contract. That's how much he has left on his contract after this season. That is the problem of all the players. And good for Kawhi. God bless Kawhi. Uncle Dennis, great job. Outstanding work. Real talk. Great for them. But for the Clippers, y'all got suckered. Of all their stars, I'm just going to say the three of them. I'm not going to include Westbrook. But I could even include Westbrook. Of the 4 stars, Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Rob, the last one they should have signed long-term was Kawhi Leonard. And obviously he's the best of the bunch. But that dude can't stay healthy. It's not his fault. I think he works hard. He tried to really play this year. And just like last year, when he tried to really play, he broke down in the playoffs or right before the playoffs. What in the world do you think the next 3 years are going to look like with Kawhi Leonard? I almost guarantee you he will miss more games than he plays. And because he's making such big money, Rob, good luck trying to trade him. I mean, maybe somebody will take him, maybe later in the contract. I wouldn't. As good as he is, you can't count on him. So I agree with you. I would let Paul George walk. He should want to walk. Now, it'll be interesting with him, Rob. Will he's from Southern California. Does he want to stay here and just play it out? Maybe. But Philadelphia will likely go after him. If he has any desire to win a championship, he should go there. Assuming they offer him the max. Play with Embiid and Maxey. James Harden, Rob. Of course, I'm not going to win anything big with him. But I got to feel the team. I mean, I think with James Harden, I can be relevant. Of course, not going to win, but I do have to pay out some salary. And I know if Kawhi's out and it's the James Harden show, well, he can put up some numbers. I don't think he can go 34-10 like he used to, but he can still put on a show. He's from SoCal too. I'm not giving him the max. I'm not giving him too many years. But I think I probably got to keep him just because a rebuild's impossible. Like, one, I got Kawhi's contract. I got Norman Powell making a decent amount of money for the next couple years. And, Rob, they have hardly any draft picks. That's the thing. And none of these guys have trade value. What kind of picks am I getting for James Harden if I did a sign and trade? What kind of picks am I getting for Russell Westbrook? I mean, they are in trouble. I mean, they just got a bunch. Look, like you said, Balmer did what he could. I don't blame him. They just can't stay healthy. And Harden just, Rob, it's got to be something mental. It's got to be nerves. I've never seen a player so great come up short so many times in big moments.
Keeps happening. And at some point, you just got to accept this is who he is, and you can't keep asking for thinking something else is going to happen. We talk about it all the time. I just think at some point you just got to decide. And we saw it in Brooklyn when that thing didn't work. They just decided play the younger players.
And they're irrelevant. They're, as you would say, NBA Siberia. I don't want to be that if I'm the Clippers.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're the Clippers, other than and I say Kawhi because I think it would be hard to trade him. But the other guys,
they got no choice. Yeah,
but then again, they did trade. Bradley Beal was traded, so every time. That's always my caveat. If Bradley Beal was traded.
Nothing's impossible.
Right, because Bradley Beal was traded.
But
maybe he'll go play with Wemby. Maybe he'll go back to San Antonio.
Everyone knows it's Wemby.
877-99 on Fox. Your turn to weigh in. Look, it's not over yet. They got 2 games left. Can they win them both? Doubtful, but hey.